chillin', serial killing, pre-core villains on the mic, got you reeling. 5-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a 1-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos, by the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the Straight Chillin' Crew.
What up, nerds, and welcome to another law-abiding episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 550, recorded on Sunday, October 19th, 2025. Tonight, we're talking about Trick or Treat from 2007. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show tonight. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got your boy, Rand Diesel. What's up?
Fuck off! What's going on, baby? You ready to talk about some fucking spooky shit? I'm excited to talk about this one. I don't remember if I was on the original talk about this.
Yeah, I don't know.
You guys remember?
Either.
I don't remember. That's years ago.
Yeah, it was probably 12 years ago, 12 years ago. This is one of the first 60 shows that we did that's sort of like, you know, a quote lost episode or whatever. So, yeah, we decided to revisit it. 'Tis the season. Last but not least...
It is my first review. Sorry.
Oh, it is?
Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Last but not least, calling in from Seoul, South Korea, we got your boy, Soju. What's up, man?
Oh, what up? It's your boy, Sam Hain Soju. You can just call me Samhain.
Do you mean Samhain?
Sure.
I'll call you Samantha Staines Hain.
Actually, it's pronounced
Samhain.
Actually.
I think it's pronounced Samhain.
Oh my God. I don't know what's happening out here.
Are you waiting to receive my limp penis?
Damn.
Oh, it stinks like a dead whore out here, boys. You know what the kids say?
Bob,
The kids are saying it.
It's the blue room. Something's died in there, but we can't find it.
See it.
It's buried under the balloons.
It died in here months ago. The stink just keeps getting worse. I can't find it.
Ain't that just the way?
Just the way.
I've checked thousands of boxes and I just can't find it.
In one of these boxes is a corpse.
Damn.
That's what we've determined.
Probably in one of those vintage VHSs.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Gentlemen, before we get into the main event, let's tackle some housekeeping. So, we do have our November poll currently posted over on our Patreon website. If you guys support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this November. The theme for November is cornfields. We got 3 movies featuring cornfields prominently. Those movies are Children of the Corn, Jeepers Creepers, and Freddy vs. Jason.
Whoa, Bob. How are those numbers looking?
Man, the numbers keep changing. Week after week this month.
That's fun. That makes it interesting.
I'm having fun.
Are you?
Yes.
Randy?
No,
you?
Never. Almost never.
Last place, still Children of the Corn with 28% of the vote, but it's not that far behind.
Yeah, creeping up there.
There's a tie for first place here. So Jeepers Creepers and Freddy vs. Jason both sitting at 36%.
Okay.
Wow.
So there you go.
All right.
Jeepers Creepers.
I love that.
Where'd you get those beepers?
Those beepers?
The beepers, I know.
The landfill, presumably.
Gotta get me one of them beepers, dog.
Would a beeper even work these days? I guess.
I don't know,
just
but
a
if
number that
it
you
does work,
call.
it works exclusively for drug trafficking. That's what I assume.
Hit me on my pager, dog. Get those votes in before the end of the month, and we'll see what we're talking about this November. In other Patreon news, we're dropping mini casts every single Friday throughout the month of October. Coming up this Friday, the 24th, we're dropping another Simpsons Treehouse of Horror review, and this is going to be episode
the final
Deuce 22. Treehouse.
All
22.
right,
Yeah,
and
man.
I believe that one was not so good. That's just my opinion, man, but that's what I remember.
You don't know who I am.
He's not so good on that one.
I think maybe that's presumed.
But maybe.
Oh, boys.
it's
I
great.
think I was doing the math the other day. I think it would take us about another 3 years to get to the end of Treehouse, maybe 4. So
Well, at our current rate, we could always just,
just plow through them.
just plow.
We could
I'm
just plow.
always an advocate for just plowing.
Randy, he's a real plower.
Say,
The Plow King, we call him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Plow. That's my name. That name again is
Whoa,
Mr. Plow.
that's for Christmas time. Okay, we need to save that.
It's not a Christmas. Is that a Christmas episode?
It's a
That might be,
winter
actually.
episode. Actually, it might be. Yeah, man.
The calendar. Mr.
human
Calendar's on the
calendar.
case.
Randy, everybody knows you watched that Christmas Eve.
Oh, I watched
That's
that
the day.
fucking mid-July.
Check that out. Drop in this Friday. Treehouse of Horrors. Slam it into your ear holes. Speaking of Patreon, we have not one but 2 brand new Patreon supporters this week. We got to
Hell
give
yeah.
shouts outs to a big gigantic thank you to Dan Y and Kevin M for signing up on Patreon and showing us some love. Every dollar you guys contribute goes right back into the show. As is tradition around these here parts, we owe the straight chilling salute. This goes out to Dan and Kevin.
Slap my ass. Oh, God. Slap me in the ass.
Oh, God.
In the ass.
Inside of it.
In
there.
Just get right up in there and slap away.
And a happy Halloween it is.
Like-
just all right. Yeah, thanks guys so much for the love. We really do appreciate ya. Last bit of news, we got to play a special little clip regarding our 5th annual Chilloween party for the very last time. Randy, why don't you roll it?
Oh my God, limited edition bump.
Oh, hi there. It's me, Sexy Dracula. Once again, the straight chilling crew made me an offer that I just could refuse. But I did not want to deprive you of me, Sexy Dracula. So I'm here to tell you about the Straight Chilling's 5th annual Chilloween party on Friday, October 24th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will be a surprise film screening with commentary and drinking game, a costume contest, and horror trivia hosted by everyone's favorite spider monkey, Caitlin from Plug It Up Podcast. All you have to do is sign up on the Straight Chilling Patreon at any level and you're invited to the sexiest graveyard smash of your life. Be sexy this Halloween season and come chill at Straight Chilling's 5th annual Chilloween party on Friday, October 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dost thou want to live chilliciously? Sexy Dracula out!
Look, I don't know if we have a TikTok, but if we do, and somebody wants to lip sync to that entire commercial, I will personally open my moth-filled wallet and purchase you a limited edition Chilloween tee.
Whoa.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, do it.
I
Just
don't
one
think
person.
we have a
First come, first serve.
TikTok.
No, I
so.
Yeah, that makes it all the more generous of me to make this unclaimable prize.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, that's I know that's our last time. That's it. Sexy Dracula's heading back to the old casket, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
We got to retire that one. But don't forget to come hang out with us this Friday, the 24th.
It's Friday.
9 p.m.
It's your last chance
Eastern
to see us in
Standard Time.
person on the computer.
Yeah, you can see all 3 of us. And Caitlin.
You can see us.
You can see me.
Not through a window or something creepy like that. Just like in a pretty chill way on the computer.
I mean, kind of it's a window. That's what they call them.
Digital
This
window.
little thing that you like
Whoa. Blow my mind.
Actually, Bob, it
Yeah, well, you know.
Halloweenies.
Let's go.
Yes, that's all we got for Patreon. Last thing I need to plug here is at the time of you listening to this, we will have just dropped a brand new episode of Let's Get Physical Media. Your boy Mikey and myself were talking about our September pickups. If you're into collecting Blu-rays, 4Ks, DVDs, VHS, things of that nature, check out Let's Get Physical Media everywhere.
VHS, laser disc.
Precisely.
BHS.
VHS. VHS.
I love those VHSs.
We try not to mock Sexy Dracula's speech impediment here, guys. Let's be cautious with how we handle that.
Sounds like there's a little New Jersey Italian in there. I'm not 100%
I don't know.
sure. It
There
sounds
might be
like
a little
Sexy
bit.
Dracula.
Florida.
Might watch a lot of The Sopranos.
Listening back to it this time, I was really picking up on that too. I was like, damn, I am showing my cards here.
Straight cheating. If there was an added A in the middle of that, straight to cheating. There you go. You're in.
I mean, yeah, whoever does that, they do a great job.
You being Sexy Dracula.
Whoever does that.
Whoever that
I
is.
have no idea who that could be.
I wish I knew. That's all I got. Do you guys have anything you need to plug?
I just have one announcement, and it's just for another event also happening this weekend, which is our yearly game day over at the DCC Cafe in Dongdaemun here in Seoul. And we are hosting with the Dark Side of Soul and DCC Cafe. Sean also has a new book coming out, Sean from Dark Side of Soul, which is like ghost stories here in Seoul. I contributed one to there, and I got to read it the other day, and it was super exciting. So come hang out with us starting at 12 and going into the evening. We're going to be playing all kind of spooky games. Nightmare is on the table again, and I'll be hosting horror trivia toward the end of the event. So yeah, come hang out and play some spooky games with us. Pick up a new spooky book, and there's probably spooky foods and everything's spooky. Just
spiders in a bowl.
Eyeball.
And this is her hair. So yeah, come hang out this weekend.
Awesome. You sound like a busy boy. Busy little boy there, Juice.
It's October. Of course, we're all busy.
That's how it goes, man. Randy, you got anything?
That's very true. No, not a damn thing. Y'all, let's, Rob, how are you feeling about this? Are you clean?
Squeaky.
This house is clean.
Let's get into the main event. We're talking about Trick or Treat, and we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob. How many of these boxes do you have? Bob. Hey,
Bob in that position is like, do I wait to be interrupted?
Bob is.
Do I?
Come on, ask me. How many boxes do I have?
Just
that
this.
looks like a clean box.
Just this one.
That's a good
You
looking-
only have one? You don't have the DVD anymore?
No, I think I got rid of it, gave it away or something. But yeah, Trick or Treat.
Okay,
on
that looks
4K.
clean though. That's an approved purchase.
Yeah.
Soju approved. That's okay.
Thank you.
That's how you upgrade.
Approve
Bob.
of me.
I know you've been waiting for it.
Yes.
It's taken a long time.
Arrow Video put this out on 4K last October, and it's got some really sick art and loaded down with bonus features and stuff, and it's still available, really easy to find, so you can buy it on Blu-ray, 4K, you can stream it, it's everywhere. Trick or Treat, check it out.
That looks really cool.
It's from 2007, rated R, with a runtime of an hour and 22 minutes, written and directed by Michael Dougherty, starring Dylan Baker, Quinn Lord, Lauren Lee Smith, who else is in this? Anna Paquin, Brian Cox is in this, Patrick Gilmore, Leslie Bibb, some other lovely folks. Plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. 5 Halloween stories which are: a principal has a secret life, a virgin is looking for her first time, a group of kids pull a prank, a woman who loathes Halloween does not respect the rules, and finally, a mean old man meets a demonic trick-or-treater. Gentlemen,
fuck off.
Dude, fantastic. We have obviously seen this movie before, but would you recommend the folks at home check this one out? Rand Diesel, kick us off.
Yes, I would. You know, I'll get into this more in a little bit, but I used to be a lot more sour towards this film. This is definitely a great example of a film that I have come around to and have only kept coming around to more and more, to the point where I am a proud merch owner. So, you know, yeah, I recommend it. This is
Randy's got his lolly.
I do. I have my Sam Hain lolly here.
Do you mean Samhain?
I mean the character Sam. Period. Hain. Period. Actually, and yeah, no, I definitely recommend it. This is essential spooky season viewing. I think. I mean, maybe not every year. Like your mileage may vary. For me, I slept on it too long. I poo-pooed it for too long, and now I watch it pretty much every year. So, if there's any movie that demands to be seen,
Sleepy Poopy Randy.
Man, the nicknames just keep getting more flattering. I gotta say, they get more flattering with age.
That's what we call him. This is my boy Sleepy Poopy Randy.
I'm Sleepy
For sure.
Poopy Randy.
That's my short nickname.
It's so short.
Yeah, recommend. I recommend this movie.
My boy
Move the
SP
fuck out.
Randy.
There's a lot of Y's in there. Too many Y's for my liking.
Juice, would you recommend this one?
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking about it, and if I only had to watch, or if I only could watch like one Halloween movie, I think this might be my go-to.
Damn.
I know it really might be, just because it's really kind of the perfect blend of a lot of great things for me that represent the season. It's gory, it's spooky, but it's campy and fun, and it's one of the best, or one of my favorites, anthologies. I think it's one of the most successful with the way that it weaves things together. Everything kind of fits perfectly together. You get a little taste of everything too. You got some kind of ghouls and slasher-esque kind of characters and werewolves and all kind of, like, just a lot of great things, great elements that makes Halloween scary and fun at the same time. So yeah, I would highly recommend this for your spooky time viewing. This is a must watch right here if you've never seen it. Bob, how about you? Would you recommend people check this out?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is an annual viewing for me. Somewhat similar to Randy, the first time I saw this, I was a little mid on it, but I grew to enjoy it more and more. And now it is similar to what you were saying, probably one of the most successful anthologies I'm aware of, if not the most successful. And we'll get into all of that. It does perfectly encapsulate the feeling of Halloween. So if you want to get into the spirit of the holiday, I think this
Pumpkins.
movie is like the top of the list. Yeah, if you just want to get that pumpkins vibe, dude, put this one on.
If your Halloween needs to be orange and dark, this is your shit. This is the one. Wow. This is the one that is orange and black and perfect in that way. It's got that great vintage look.
Yeah, this one sounds like a straight up across the board tight ass recommend from the Straight Chilling crew.
I'm not.
And boys, also too worth mentioning, I think I could be wrong. Isn't this episode 550, right?
It is, yeah.
Boys, halfway to 600. Here we are, right?
Oh my god!
Halfway. Whoa.
I'm so excited to plan episode 600. Oh, it's gonna be so fun.
We know what we're doing for episode 600.
It's definitely planned.
It's gonna blow
sure.
your minds.
Most likely. Yeah,
Most
I think
likely.
it's going to be really special.
But hey, check out Trick or Treat this Halloween season if you haven't already. We're going to be spoiling the shit out of this movie, and here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
Whoa, Bob. Got that plot synopsis, my guy.
Whoa, juice.
Yeah, how we get this one is weird because like it is an anthology, but they're all kind of like,
interwoven. They bounce around
together. Yeah. So how did you want to do this? Just like a regular plot synopsis or piece by piece?
Yeah, I have it typed up like as the movie flows and bounces back and forth. So I was just going to kind of read through all of them, and we can, talk about them however they come up.
Let's see what ChatGPT has to say.
Let's see. Let's take a gander. All right, this movie takes place on Halloween night in the fictional town of Warren Valley, Ohio. There are 5 different tales told in a non-linear fashion that overlap and intersect. They all feature a short trick-or-treater in an orange costume named Sam, who appears to be upholding the various roles of the holiday. The movie opens up with Emma and Henry returning home from a Halloween party. Emma blows out the jack-o'-lantern and begins taking down the decorations before midnight against her husband's advice. He falls asleep on the bed and wakes up to find his wife has been murdered and turned into a Halloween decoration herself. Then we see a young pumpkin smasher named Charlie stealing fistfuls of candy. When Principal Wilkins catches him, he offers him a candy bar and lectures him on always checking his candy. Charlie pukes an insane amount and dies, and as it turns out, Wilkins has poisoned him. He takes the corpse into his backyard and buries him under a tree, almost getting caught by his grumpy old neighbor, Mr. Krieg. Wilkins and his young son then turn the severed head of Charlie into a human jack-o'-lantern together. Next, we see a group of teenage trick-or-treaters collecting jack-o'-lanterns. They meet up with a socially awkward, Halloween-enthused Rhonda. They all go to the abandoned rock quarry, where Macy tells the urban legend of the Halloween school bus massacre, in which a bus driver is paid by several parents to drive a school bus full of mentally disabled children off a cliff into a quarry and kill them. The bus driver obliges, but one of the kids intervenes, causing the bus to go over the cliff with the bus driver still in it. All the kids drown as they're chained to their seats, but the bus driver survives. The kids end up going down into the quarry with the intention of leaving 8 jack-o'-lanterns as tributes to the 8 kids who died that day. Then, unbeknownst to Rhonda, the kids dress up as zombies and come out of the water, startling Rhonda and causing her to fall and hit her head. Rhonda takes the only remaining jack-o'-lantern with her and leaves the other kids behind as the actual dead children rise from the water in the rock quarry and kill
For shame!
They kill those cruel-ass pranksters. Next, we see Lori, a young 20-something, join her sister and friends on Halloween night. They pick out Disney princess costumes and attend a parade. They all pick up boys to take to the party later, except Lori, who is still a virgin. Her sister and friends try to help her, but she tells them to go on ahead without her, and she'll catch up. As Lori walks alone through the woods to the party, she's attacked by what appears to be a vampire. Lori arrives to the party in the woods, revealing the vampire to have been the principal, Mr. Wilkins. Lori and all of the other girls transform into werewolves and reveal they weren't looking for dates, but they were looking for food. Lori pops her cherry by feasting on Wilkins. Finally, we see a Halloween-hating curmudgeon Krieg running off trick-or-treaters instead of giving them candy. He then experiences strange things in his house. His yard's filled with jack-o'-lanterns. Candy appears all over his floor, and weird things are written all over his walls. Krieg is then attacked by Sam, the young mysterious trick-or-treater that has appeared in all the other stories. During their struggle, Krieg removes his mask, revealing a bizarre pumpkin-like skull. Krieg shoots him several times and appears to have killed him. However, the creature pulls himself back together and attempts to stab Krieg with a super sharp sucker. When he does, he hits a candy bar on Krieg's chest, which rights his wrong. He then stops his attack, starts eating the candy bar, and walks away. He sees Emma from the beginning of the movie blowing out her jack-o'-lantern early and walks towards her. Krieg, now thinking he's in the clear, gets a knock on the old door. He opens it with a bowl of candy and is met by the 8 dead children from the bus massacre, revealing that Krieg...
Give me the bowl.
Revealing Krieg was their driver. Roll them credits. Give me the bowl.
Yeah, trick or treat. Here we go, boys. Yeah, and even I guess they even tease a little bit of the vampirism. I forgot about that with his teeth or whatever. Even though he's not a real vampire.
Might as well be a vampire for a good portion of the movie.
That's true.
Like, it's treated as a vampire as a mislead, and it works as a vampire scene. The one in the
especially with the wrap up of the with the werewolves too. That's a fun little tie-in together. Yeah,
that character of the principal, Mr. Wilkins, something that I hadn't really thought much about watching it this time. When they go down into his basement, they linger on the wall that's like covered in Halloween masks. And I was wondering if he, like, each Halloween he goes out dressed up as something different, and like maybe he only kills people on Halloween as a different monster each year. Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That would make sense. And that's like, that's one of those things where it's like you don't need to know the answer to that, but it's kind of nifty.
Yeah, but it's cool to think about.
Yeah, it kind of made me more interested in the character. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Dylan Baker kills it.
Like Dylan Baker does such a great job in this movie, and he's one of those character actors that you just know by face. Like I remember seeing him. He was going to be the original Lizard in the Spider-Man franchise. That's the first time I think I noticed him. He was Peter's biology teacher, professor in Spider-Man 2, I think. Right. But he's in a bunch of stuff, including Happiness, which I've not seen, Revolutionary Road, Selma. Those are the ones that he's best known for, according to IMDb. And I'm always happy to see him. I love a good character actor, and this is kind of his standout in my mind. I don't know that I've seen him in a role that gets this much meat besides this. And yeah. That's a great way of phrasing it, I think.
Extra meat.
Yeah, but I love I like that he works his way into two of the major segments, at least three, really, if you want to count Krieg, which I do because you're seeing the other side of the coin there.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's anybody besides Sam who can stake a claim to owning this movie, it'd be him.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I also love the. There's a lot of sort of rug pulls, a lot of misdirection in this movie. Mm-hmm. And when you think he's had it, just had enough of his shitty little kid, and you think he's going to kill him, and then turns out they're carving this other kid's head into a jack-o'-lantern, and then you realize he's teaching his son how to be a serial killer, which is another fucked up layer to that character. It's really interesting. And
his son is dressed up like him, so if they ever, I know they always talk about teasing it's some kind of sequel or something like that, but if they ever did, then that is a thread that they could always pull from or whatever. But yeah, I always like that, Charlie Brown is an asshole. I love that kind of line. That's really fun. Yeah, he's got a fun story, especially to the bodies in the backyard. That's such a, neighborhood folklore-esque kind of vibe, the principal, he's got some, he's got some kids in his backyard. That's
got kids buried in his backyard. Yeah, that is true. It's all folklore and urban legendy. That's the thing about this movie that I really do like. Is it's taking those things and it's very much seeing them through. And I'm assuming, and I think this was a comic book at one point, right? Am I right about that, Brian?
Yeah, I've got it here actually. It was a movie first. Whoa. And there's, I believe,
was it
3 issues of this. So the first comic book they put out is just the movie in comic book form, and then the other 2 are basically just anthologies operating in a similar way, but not necessarily in modern times. They kind of bounce all around throughout history, and so they're pretty fucking cool. Actually, I'd recommend checking them out if you're into that sort of thing.
It's surprising to me that this can't predated the comic book, because it feels especially with the intro sequence being what it is, the title sequence and stuff, they're clearly aiming for that aesthetic, and I think they kind of nailed that, because it's very genre heavy, it's very visual, and it's also interweaving these sort of bite-sized short stories, which is essentially what a comic book is, right down at its core, an individual comic book, that is. So I mean, I don't know. I really like that about it, and I think it makes it really easy it makes it really accessible to a pretty wide array of people, I think. And I used to think that was kind of a weakness, that I felt kind of made for too many people or something. I don't know. I can't verbalize it now because I couldn't verbalize it then. I just kind of had a bias against this movie at one point, where I felt like it was a little bit trashy or a little bit cheesy, and I feel like those are strengths now. You know what I mean? I really feel that about this whole franchise, and a lot of that comes back to the approaching of it from a sort of graphic novel, comic booky lens, bite-sized chunks, slightly interwoven, not too aggressive about it, and just making each story count for itself, And
the crazy thing is, it's fucked up, but this is almost 20 years old now. So this came out in 2007.
That is fucked
and
up. Stop speaking.
Well, and at the time, this is really when comic book stuff was starting to pop off in the mainstream,
Yeah.
So even when they did that Hulk movie in like 2000. Yeah, they try to do the same kind of thing with the panels. So at the time, maybe it felt like it was more cheesy than it feels now. But I do think that they pull it off well, and it helps drive the time because they have the little thing. Sometimes it says earlier and later and, stuff like that. And it's got that kind of little comic booky look as well. And then the intro and the way they do the opening credits and stuff. So I like it. It's really cool. And it's cool to know that they eventually did make it into a comic book style story. And I think it works really well. It just, again, the anthology aspect of it. This is like one of the few anthologies that's able to kind of put all these pieces together in a way that feels like it flows, and each piece kind of matters because even the couple from the beginning, you see them several times throughout with the werewolf story with the girls trying on their costumes and stuff like that. And then later with Wilkins, when he's got his date and he like drops her off or she like runs out for help, they run into them. So yeah, it's it's a good smooth blend, I think, for an anthology.
I don't really think like
to further discuss the comic book thing here. This was produced by that dude that produced all those X-Men movies. Who I'm blanking on his name now, but he was Brian Singer, I think.
Brian Singer,
yeah, who was like famously a sex pest. I mean, yeah, he's been in a lot of trouble, but I think
the man's had cancellations.
Yeah, he's not a great guy. But this was produced by him. I think he had worked with Michael Dougherty on some other things, and I think because he produced this is why you had the likes of Anna Paquin and Brian Cox in here, because they were both in those X-Men.
They were, yeah. X2.
Totally.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so that's
probably the best one.
That definitely did this movie a favor, getting some pretty, some names in here. And I did look into the status of the sequel on this, and last year, Michael Dougherty was talking a lot about it, and he said they had a script finished they were really happy with, and the storyboard is finished, and they're just having trouble getting the funding because it's a horror comedy, which typically is just difficult to get money for, and B, he said he's unwilling to change what it is at its core, which is this like non-linear storytelling. Like he wants to keep that going, and I guess maybe some studios aren't down with that either. So
I am very surprised to hear that he is struggling to find funding for that.
People love this movie.
The Strangers got a trilogy, for God's sake.
Jason Blum exists. Like that's the whole reason that fucking studio is respected at all. Is because it gives money to people to fulfill their visions. And
that seems very strange. I was thinking about this honestly, and I was like, I feel like a sequel would come out and it would very much feel like not like a legacy sequel, but some of the long overdue sequels that just are like kind of at the end of kind of like a Beetlejuice. That's what I was kind of thinking of, honestly.
Well,
that kind of vibe.
I think he wants to do kind of what they're doing with the comic books, where like you're not going to see repeat characters or repeat stories. It's going to potentially
that would be best
bounce throughout time, and I think that would be best. I really
approve of that. As long I could see Sam being throughout. Is that
absolutely?
I would assume Sam, because he's kind of that's one thing that we can talk about later is like the use of Sam in this movie. But as far as like sequels go or whatever, I'm no secret, we're inherently skeptical about sequels to these kind of movies that are very self-contained and just don't need a sequel. They don't need it, but it is encouraging when the like creative force behind it is unwilling to compromise any part of it, and that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So like, and that doesn't necessarily mean anything good because, like you said, Beetlejuice exists, and Beetlejuice exists. So
I like I have to go. I don't know what he's made lately, but Dougherty has made a lot of things that I really like. That didn't he do that Godzilla that I like a lot?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, like
Superman
that was
Returns,
my favorite
X2,
Godzilla.
Krampus, which I like.
Krampus.
Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah.
Oh, he did Godzilla vs. Kong. That's not the good one.
And Godzilla King of the Monsters. He did.
I don't
both.
think he
King
did
of Monsters. Okay, yeah.
King of Monsters,
he's the
but
writer. Okay, this is the writer.
yeah. He didn't direct it. Yeah.
What did he direct?
Yeah.
Okay, he did direct King of the Monsters.
Right. Yeah, the good one.
Yeah. So, so I guess, Trick or Treat Krampus and then Godzilla. So, yeah, I mean, that's it. That's all he's directed.
Good stuff.
He's across the board. There's like 3 Trick or Treat shorts.
Yeah,
from 2011 and 2012. Do you know anything about this movie?
Oh no, I don't. I know he made some earlier animated shorts before the movie was created, and I thought that's what
not animated.
Talking about. Interesting.
No, this is
sure
like
about
2011. There is Trick or Treat Easter Candy, Trick or Treat Making Friends, and Trick or Treat Snowman the following year. It sounds like they're like holiday.
Yeah,
tourism.
Easter.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I have not heard or seen these. I wonder where they exist. Well, that's good to know. Anyway, but yeah, like, so inherently a little bit skeptical of sequels and stuff. Maybe those will change my tune in this case.
Being that this
but an
was
anthology is a little easier too, like generally speaking, in terms of creating more content, as VHS has kind of proven.
Sure.
Even though that is handled very differently.
Yeah. I was gonna say, being this is like his baby, like something that he's been thinking about for a very long time, and is inherently very into Halloween, and wanted to create this sort of like mascot of the holiday that was kind of lacking. I think I would trust him making a sequel. Just I'd be all for it, because he's clearly into it and unwilling to compromise his vision like he was in this first one, and I think it's very successful. And him writing and directing, I think, is great, because like the screenplay on this thing, the way they are so interwoven like seamlessly, like you don't feel lost or confused or like thrown off throughout the course of the storytelling. It's just such a great way, I think, to put an anthology together where you don't have this sort of unnecessary wraparound that like may or may not work, and like it just feels like seamless in a way that a lot of anthologies don't.
That's the thing. It does seem seamless, and like this one in particular, like not just because of the way it's interwoven, but because like it uses setup and payoff for everything, which is not something that's true about, like, say, Creepshow, which is great in its own right.
Yeah.
But it has the Crypt Keeper or whatever the fucking character's name is to wrap things up and to say, oh, here's this and that was great. Here's this. There's none of that. There's also no VHS wraparound that's like, oh, here's why they're watching a tape, or in some cases, like the most recent one, just random interwoven, interspliced short. It really does like do setup and payoff, and you can tell that from the first fucking scene of this movie, which is like a great shot of just a Halloween pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern, a pan out, and you see what turns out to be Rhonda with her pumpkin in her wheelbarrow or whatever. I'm sorry, Little Red Wagon, pulling it across the street, almost getting run over by a car filled with our werewolf women who are cackling to themselves, and then you pan out and you get introduced to our whatever the woman, and that's who gets
after.
killed.
So really, you begin at the ending.
You do, and exactly, you set all that up. You understand that Rhonda is almost hit by a car because her glasses are lost, and she's traumatized. And the women are not paying attention because they're werewolves and they don't give a shit about human life. They're just out having fun and enjoying their meal, basically. Like, it's great. It's fucking really good. It's really good storytelling, and it doesn't. It's in an anthology does not demand that. They just chose to make it all work seamlessly like that.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking great choice.
Well, and they all have little pieces of each other. Like even in Rhonda's story, at one point she like looks up and she goes, oh, werewolves or whatever, but it's before you know that the girls are werewolves. So that's really like a cool aspect of it. So even with time and everything, because of course, Wilkins, when he's going to the house and the dude gets tackled inside his house, and they all just have little pieces of each other worked in.
That ties in with Creed. Like, it all like is informed by other parts of the movie that otherwise might be unrelated. And in the middle of all of this, at all times, you're getting visuals of Sam, who is just like a great iconic look of a character who just kind of shows up, and you're left wondering what his deal is throughout most of this movie until you get it's just great foreshadowing, because like ultimately he is like intended to be the spirit of Halloween, and he is present for all of these very fucked up Halloween stories, and then gets his own story where he like his motivations are both revealed and adds context to those previous interactions that they had with him. It's great. It's really, really great.
It is, but I was thinking about this. I think a much weaker movie would have made him an essential piece every time, because we get him in the beginning and then we get him at the very end. But even then, he's not the force that ultimately kills that guy. He lets him live. And I feel like a weaker movie would really be pushing that, like, he's punishing people who disrespect Halloween and he's coming out to get you, and we're creating this new iconic kind of character. But they don't, like the kids on the school bus get the kids, and they get what's his name, Krieg
the old guy,
the old guy Krieg, and Wilkins kills somebody, and Wilkins gets killed by the werewolves, and
made it very one-dimensional. I'm glad they didn't do that either. Because this movie much,
it's a good thought.
It's just it's got so many different like subgenres woven into it, and it feels like it's like this rich ass tapestry of like all the things that we love throughout the genre funneled into this one Halloween ass movie. And there's this like specter just observing, and like all he really does is when somebody breaks one of those Halloween rules, then he intervenes, but only then. Otherwise, he's just kind of watching stuff go down and enjoying himself, I would assume. And I
totally agree.
I love how the movie starts off with like that like old school black and white footage that I believe they made for this. I don't think they found it, where it's like going over the rules of the holiday. Yeah. They set it up right from the get-go. And then you've got that awesome payoff at the very beginning and at the very end, which, speaking of the very beginning of the movie, those two people coming home late at night from a party, drunk, and the lady just starts taking down Halloween decorations. Like, who would do that? This just seems so fucking bizarre to me.
It's so ridiculous. I don't like that. That's one thing that, like, as much as I like that intro as well, like, one thing that I think soured me the first few times I watched this movie, first couple times probably, was just the idea that, like, they're presenting these rules as if they're very, very established, and a lot of these rules aren't. Like the idea that the jack-o'-lantern candle is what protects you from, Sam or from whatever. That's not something that really exists, but it's the movie treats it as that.
I mean, the original purpose of carving the jack-o'-lanterns was for that, is to keep the spirits
not in modern
back.
parlance, though. Like it's not.
But
common,
I think that's pretty common. Oh no, okay.
Maybe I'm wrong, but like I've never known that before this movie. I do know that now. I do know that is something that was like part of the tapestry back in the day or whatever.
Yeah,
I didn't know that at the time, and I felt like it was invented for this movie. I think that's like whether or not it was, it actually doesn't matter, because it just felt invented, because it was not something that in my modern view was true. And I was like, okay, well, they're creating rules to be broken so that people can get red-shirted, basically. And I don't think I agree with you. Like, I think it's very arguable, and probably more true than not, that it is something that was set up like way back in the past when this thing was invented, when carving your pumpkin was
the ancient Celts. They didn't carve pumpkins though. It was like
turnips.
Gourds, right?
No, turnips. I think turnips specifically. Okay. Yeah. But
vegetables.
I think it became an American tradition to carve the gourds because they're bigger and easier to deal with.
Easier, yeah. And they're hollow-ish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Innovation. That's what America's all about.
But yeah, I think that's a great idea to bring that rule into this movie. Also, the rule of checking your candy and how Sam uses the razor blade candy bar to go after Krieg.
That's a lot of
That's
fun.
a modern mythos, and I appreciate that's the sort of thing where I appreciate that immediately because I understand the context of that inherently, having grown up when we did, and that being a thing that people passed around, the fucking the urban legend of it all.
Yeah.
The urban legend that we know now that informed some of this. It carried more weight with me the first time I watched this than the stuff that existed long before that, because I just didn't have a lot of awareness of those things, so it felt invented. And so like that, I'm just trying to like talk myself through why I disliked this to begin with, and I don't know.
You were just wrong, Randy. That's all. But they do it. They do it.
Period.
They do it twice though, because Wilkins kills the kid with the poison candy, and then Sam also, he's got the razor blade candy.
Yeah.
So that's they use it twice. That's a cool element for sure.
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that candy bar with the razor blade in it is the one that he gets out of Wilkins's candy bucket.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It might be. Yeah. The Holly Ho.
So it's all tied
I have
together.
that piece of merch as well.
I love that shit. Also, Wilkins, scaring the kids off and not giving them candy is another rule that's the rule that he breaks, and that's why Sam goes after him. I love that Sam just kills people with candy. Like, he bites that sucker and it's got this really sharp edge, and like those are
that's cool.
His murder weapons. I love all that. Also, just like whenever the reveal of his face is like terrifying and also a little goofy, like when you see it, it's this weird blend.
It should be goofy, but the camera, like the like wide angle that's suddenly introduced, is so jarring, and the scream is so high pitched. It works really nice. I think
that was one of those elements that when I first saw it was down on the lower end. And honestly, if we could go back and listen to the original one, it was probably a much more negative for me at the time when we originally covered this 12 years ago. But now, like, also too, it kind of always reminds me of the Krampus element of the cookies as well, where there's always like this one kind of thing that kind of sticks out as like, oh, that's a weird. But with this one, I have definitely softened on that a lot. And now it being 20 years removed, it makes it feel more like old school, because it's very practical-esque looking, like it's got a texture to it and the way. So it's it's still not like my most favorite design. I definitely think it looks better with the bag and everything like that, but it doesn't bother me as much as it originally did.
I might disagree. I'm like, just slightly. I think both looks are really great and like kind of iconic, because like the design of the pumpkin headed, it's a true pumpkin head, more so than Pumpkinhead the film.
Oh yeah,
by a long shot. The triangle like shaped darkened eyes or whatever, and like the wide toothy like, it's a really solid, in my mind, it was like practical interpretation of what a creature based on a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin might look like. I'm really taken with it. Like from a like, the design logic is there, and it is also, like you said, mercifully not done with CG, or at least excessive CG. I think that like the footage is treated, but I don't think that it's clearly a mask or a puppet or whatever. And man, I think it looks really great. And I love seeing the bag. It's very mysterious, but when the thing comes off and it starts screaming at the camera, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm psyched.
And when he gets blown up and all the pumpkin guts come out, like, that's awesome. That's so fun.
His hand crawling around with the pumpkin guts hanging out. It's great. He doesn't have innards. He has pumpkin guts. That's awesome.
Krieg saying, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, it's such a perfect response.
He does, like, and that's also another thing, is like they call the fucking Thing into this, like they call back to the Thing, which is, but like with Brian Cox doing his own take on it. I thought about this like probably too much, and I have headcanon about how this went and how this was directed. He's like, I don't know if you've seen the Thing, Brian, but don't watch it, but there's this line in there, so it's a fan service line, but you read it how you like to read it. And he's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Instead of the thing that the guy in the Thing does, is like, you've gotta be fucking kidding me. I think they're both great, and it's clearly a reference, and I love that. I love it. I love it. I'm very excited about this.
One thing that kind of blew my mind a little bit was in the intro, because this came out in 2007, and it really kind of put some things in perspective a little bit, because it was very common for the, she was like, put the tape in, and he like puts the VHS, and I was like, God, VHS is still around in 2007. That's wild to me when I think about it.
Yeah.
Damn.
You don't watch porn on VHS?
You want to talk about cell phones? I mean,
yeah, it's just it was just wild to see like a movie that I don't feel is so old, but for them to be like, put the VHS, and it was like very just regular common to have a VHS player. It's like, damn.
Yeah. I feel that way every time I see a movie that has like a Razor or a Motorola Razor or some shit. I'm like, oh my God, this is in that weird nebulous mid-ground where it's definitely part of my lifespan, but it's also not the modern
feels
era.
Very old.
Feels very removed.
Yeah.
I think
flip phone.
Just to get into some of the other segments we hadn't touched on too much, I really love the werewolf segment here. The setup with the three girls in the changing room talking about like, you know, finding fresh meat, and like last year they had some bad Mexican.
All taste
and
the same.
It's like all these things that are like they're just clearly talking about eating human beings, but you don't know off the top, and it makes such perfect sense come the end. Super funny segment too, like them trying to pick people up is really funny. And then when fucking Anna Paquin's walking in the woods all by herself down that path that's just lined with jack-o'-lanterns, like, God, fucking I want to go to that party so bad. That sounds amazing.
Bet you do, Bob. I bet you do.
50-50. 50% men, 50% werewolves.
50-50, Bob. But I really like that too for a lot of reasons. One is just like there's not a lot of good werewolf stuff. There's just not, and it's really hard to pull off werewolf stuff.
Hard,
and genuinely one of the better transformations in werewolf history, in my opinion.
So, Randy, this is the same team and the same look of the werewolves in Underworld. This is the team. So the way that these werewolves look and kind of the transformation's a little different, but the overall look and like practical effects of the werewolves and stuff is from the Underworld
and stuff.
In Underworld, they don't necessarily peel the skin off in that same way. It's not, but
that's
like
what I like about
the general like dog look of them and the kind of practical effect, the way they come in and stuff. Like, so it's the same team. It's the same kind of look of the werewolves.
Good. I'm like that does give me a little bit of hope that all of Underworld isn't trash, but not enough, but it does give me a little hope. And I will say this, like the thing that I really love about it is the idea that they like slice their skin open like a fucking zipper, and then they
cool, man. Off. They rip their legs.
I love that idea.
Yeah. Taking their skin off their leg. Like
they don't even
stocking.
morph that much. There's a little bit of like under the skin movement and some eyes and some teeth, and then it's just like ripping off like tearaway clothes. It's fucking awesome,
dude. Yeah,
it is awesome.
It's such a great inversion of Little Red Riding Hood too, which is like such a simple thing to think, but like to turn that on its head and also just make them these badass fucking werewolves that are like, as they undress, they're taking the flesh off that they use to lure these men into the woods with. It's just like such an interesting way to go at a werewolf story.
Totally,
I love it.
And you know the Little Red Riding Hood thing about it, like I never like I knew she was dressed as Little Riding Hood, and I understood like there's a play happening.
They even said this.
But what I didn't notice is that it was a this is the first time I really heard them talk about like, oh no, it's your first time, so it's a tradition that you dress this way.
That's really.
I didn't really take that, and I like that's fucking brilliant. That justifies something that would otherwise be just like a aren't I clever sort of thing, and it actually made it clever. Like I like it. It's great work.
Well, I love the inverse too, because a lot of times, even in Underworld, but just like most of the time when you're dealing with vampires and werewolves, vampires are the sexy ones, you know, and werewolves are the kind of bulky, brooding ones or whatever. So to flip that and to have these, you know, beautiful women who are picking up people be the werewolves, they're not treating their prey like, I'll just chase you down, I can get you no matter what. It's got tactics to it, and they're being seductive, and it's just,
and Wilkins is a pretend vampire, and like we get this great scene of him being a good, like a scary vampire, and then it gets revealed like, oh, it's him, and he's kind of down on his ass, and he's a fraud also.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Great moment
It's
of
a
misdirection.
lot of fun. Yeah. And then also too, the kids segment is a lot of fun too, because we've talked about this in other movies. That Disney, the haunted house, what is it with they came out like last year, 2 years ago, Haunted Mansion. And one thing I was saying is like, man, when you're pulling these things in, there's like hardly any kid element to it. And to have this whole segment from the kids' perspective, and they go and they tell ghost stories, and they're playing pranks. And that's part of the element of Halloween too, but then they get their comeuppance because they're so cruel.
Yeah, man.
That is so fun too, because
It is.
it's like the fog creeping in off of the pond or whatever, and the bus sticking out. It's such a great prop. Like, I love that setting. It's so spooky fun.
Have they ever done a haunted Halloween Horror Nights trick or treat?
Trick or treat.
I want to say yes,
I feel
but
like
I'm
they
not
did.
100% sure.
I would love to walk through that
Dude, yeah.
swamp set.
Yeah, with
that
the
quarry
bus
set.
sticking out. Yeah,
I just want to live
I will
in
say
this
that
town.
the bus sticking out,
Yeah,
like from a logical standpoint, it still does a little bit stick in my craw that, like, it's a local legend, and like the kids are kind of like debating whether or not it's even true. And then you get down there and it's like, oh, there's a giant fucking bus sticking out of the ground.
Sticking
Yeah,
out.
I think people might have noticed that in the sunlight.
I like to think, I don't know if this, I'm just projecting here really because they don't outright state it, but the kids do go like, hey, there's actually a bus here. Like, is this real? And I'm wondering if like it only appears on Halloween night.
on Halloween night. Yeah.
Like that.
That was
You
the
can make
vibe
that
I
claim.
got. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the vibe I got.
You can make that claim, but I don't think it's sold well enough to where like it comes across, at least. But
Yeah.
it's a small quibble at this point for me. And like, I don't know. One of the things that I think is really like just incredibly well done, like you were saying, Juice, is that each one of these stories is coming from a different perspective of the holiday. You've got like the parents that are a little bit put upon, kind of having fun, maybe not, like more worried about what's happening tomorrow and their work schedule. You've got the curmudgeon that doesn't want anything to do with it. You've got the trick-or-treaters point of view. You've got the fucking purists point of view in Wilkins, at least in the segment with his son. And then you've got the actual monsters, the fucking werewolves point of view. Like, each one of these really comes from a different point of view, all of which are very like part and parcel to Halloween, but are just very different ways of looking at the holiday. And I think that's like, it just gives such a broad spectrum of viewpoints to play with this holiday. It's just really smart writing.
It shows the how children interact with the holiday, how teenagers interact with the holiday, adults, like young adults, and even like old curmudgeons. Like you've got the fun trick-or-treating, jack-o'-lantern carving, you've got the pranks and the spooky folklore, you've got the people dressing up in sexy costumes trying to get dates for this fun party, and then you see like the adults even having a party, like with the cat mom shaking her ass at the kids and asking if they want to drink and shit.
That's totally Marge, right? We talked about this when we were talking about the most recent Treehouse. I was like, oh, they did a trick-or-treat reference, and you're like, I don't think it's trick-or-treat.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It could have
I
been,
don't remember
or it could
what
have been a coincidence. She's dressed up as a cat.
She's drunk.
Oh.
She's dressed up as a cat, and she's overly sexual to the guests who show up at the door.
I mean, I don't think it's an intentional reference.
I think it could be. I don't know. But
I think that a cat costume is like the most ubiquitous,
Right, yeah.
sexy woman costume
If they
aside
had-
from maybe Witch.
if they had a
Like,
dude dressed up in as a hot dog,
A hot
but fucking
dog.
a
I have to
pig,
go back and watch.
then-
Yeah.
Yes, if there's a hot dog fucking a pig, cornholing a pig, in
Nailed
that scene
it,
of
yeah.
The Simpsons,
I love that
then
element of them
you
like
feather in your cat.
being so freaked out about
She asks
like
them
what's
to
going
She tries to give these children, not teenagers, definitely children. alcohol.
She does.
And like, for what purpose? She's being like weirdly sexual about it, trying to offer them alcohol, and gets really pissed when they say
She's
no.
clear
this is
like there
candy.
it's her teacher or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Hotel. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
How that woman Thank God we
What
didn't
are
get her
you kids,
segment. 'Cause it would be
squares?
X-rated and very awful.
Take a beer.
Awful.
God, that shit is so funny though. Which is another thing I wanted to touch on is this movie is such a successful anthology, but it's also an extremely successful horror comedy, and like both of those things are so difficult to do, and then to merge them and do them both incredibly successfully, I think is fantastic. Man, this movie is very funny throughout the whole thing.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's fucking great. It represents the holiday so well on all those levels
Really
that we just
does.
discussed. You can laugh. You've got your spooky shit.
It's campy,
Your folklore.
in just the right ways.
Yeah.
If I was to really identify the thing, one of the things that is just like, since we've gushed over this movie quite a bit, probably the only thing that really doesn't sit right with me still is just the kids in the bus segment, because it's like playing with like disabled kids and stuff like that. It feels a little bit more poor taste than I would like, even though ultimately they kind of like divine justice intervenes, but I don't think I don't know. I think it's reasonably well handled, but it's still very touchy and it feels a little delicate for my taste.
It's my least favorite
I'm always a
segment.
little bit
Because of
It's one of the ones. The ones I was thinking about that actually this time around, and the one thing about it is like we're talking about all these elements, and it's maybe because they play a lot of things in the campy realm, or like, oh my god, you've got werewolves, you've got this pumpkin head type thing. So they do. It's almost a little bit like when we were kind of talking about VHS, and there's this one segment in there that's sandwiched in between the goofiest ones where it's really heavy. And when you actually like hyper focus on it, when you're just like, okay, this piece in itself, like it is actually handled well and it's like done well, but because it's sandwiched in with these kind of other things, it almost heightens the uncomfortability of it a little bit. But I mean, the way they're describing it, and it's from the kids' perspective too, of like, oh, the parents, they were all like, they just couldn't take it anymore, and like the kids are on the bus and stuff like that, and then they get his ass. I mean,
it's the one true tragedy in the film. Honestly,
it is,
everything else is divine justice, and they ultimately get theirs, but it's posthumous. It's like they're basically kind of like bit players that are made to be scary, and they're disabled kids, so it makes me very uncomfortable, and it's just very
sad.
Yeah, like,
it's dark. It's like
it's dark in a movie that dark, otherwise mostly isn't.
Yeah.
Krieg does get his comeuppance, and like the kids come back and get him. So like it is. I guess
I like their costumes.
Well,
I really like their costumes. Incredible.
Those are clearly based on like
those pictures.
The aesthetics of it are incredible, and that helps smooth it over a little bit.
They're so fucking cool. Yeah. They're so fucked up looking.
It's those fucking classic images you get of like 1930s costumes and shit that are clearly like paper mache handmade or whatever. They're fucking
which in a way
terrifying.
Which in a way kind of also helps smooth it over a little bit for me, because it's like, oh, this was so long ago that people were so. It's kind of like it's almost like the same thing of it's harder because most of the movie takes place in modern day, but it's almost like having a American Horror Story that's based in an asylum where people are abused and pushed away and stuff like that. So that helps it a little bit more too. Yes.
They don't, and I think rightly so for the most part, they don't linger on selling that aspect of it, because that would only pull it further down, even though it then justifies things. It kind of, if you start looking at it that way, I think that it kind of is an argument to remove it from the movie entirely, which ultimately I'm not upset with what we got. So it's hard to square, I guess, is what it comes down to. It's just really hard to square.
Yeah, it really put me off at first, but I guess I sort of got used to it. I don't know. And like I said, they do come back for Krieg. It is strangely dark in comparison to the others, but I'm generally okay with it. This is, I don't know, you guys have any other major points? I mean, I think we touched on all the segments.
Touched on each little segment.
Just generally like the setting of this town, this small Midwestern town that just like really goes for Halloween, and they've got this huge parade marching through the town, and everybody dresses up. Like
downtown.
That's the party I want to go to.
Streets are filled with trick-or-treaters. Like, put me there, man.
That's
With a
episode
marching
696 live stream
696.
from Michael Myers' old home.
God. We're here with the Jaws.
We'll have the Johns on, yeah.
We're here with my boy, Mr. Rule. Ja, how you doing today?
Just eating charcuterie, getting high with the Johns. Episode 696.
Bum, bum, bum.
I got this knife is the name of the episode.
I've got this knife. Yeah, hell yeah. There were there were a couple nods. This is the last thing I have here. There were a couple nods to Halloween, the movie Halloween, that I hadn't like really connected all the way through in a while. You get several POV shots from Sam walking around through his little mask. They also linger on this dude who's just like
boogeyman bullshit.
Me too.
That was done first in Black Christmas, okay?
Actually,
people come to us for our
Tom
accurate
did it
comments.
They linger
Actually,
on
the
this
point of
dude.
view shot was invented by Mr. Samuel Raimi, as it turns out. So maybe you should take a seat.
Esquire. They linger on this dude in a white mask, just like standing across the street, staring at the woman at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
The one werewolf, Anna Paquin's her name is Lori, and then the idea of like this serial killer who only strikes on Halloween. There's like a handful of like little nods in there that I was like, okay, that's cool. They even get some of those in there that are like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, but not in like a super like over the top annoying way. I think a lot of movies tend to do now. So that was just something I picked up on. I wanted to mention, but yeah,
Purely and simply evil.
Oh, evil.
So
Good old evil.
let's rate this.
Good old.
Let's rate this thing out of 5, boys. Ray and Diesel, why don't you kick us off? How do you feel about Trick or Treat out of 5?
Yeah, like I've been talking about, this movie has been a bit of a journey for me to really come to what I think is my final conclusion on it. At least, like a lot of times we'll watch a movie, I'll have an immediate reaction. It'll be either strongly for, strongly against, whatever, or it'll be wherever, and I'll be like, oh, there's room to grow, there's room to fall. I've had that room, and my affection for this movie was sparked probably the third time I watched it, probably like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago now. And I must have seen this movie probably 6 or 7 times now. And every subsequent viewing, I'm just more and more like at peace with the idea that this movie is one of the best fucking Halloween movies you can watch. Like, definitively, it is a love letter to the holiday. It approaches it from all angles. It's an exceptionally good anthology horror, as we pointed out. The aesthetic is just on point. The performances are just hammy enough. The stories are suspenseful enough in their own right, and also inform things about previous segments or later segments. The more you watch, you get a little bit more out of it. Yeah, I just really, really do love this movie. I think that I think that I'm just going to land on a 5. It's just a really fucking solid experience. It's not at all the score I would have given when we first did this movie. Unfortunately, I don't have to correct anything because I was absent for that episode. So my first and only review for this movie stands as 5. It's a good fucking movie.
Nice. 5 from Rand Diesel. Juice, how do you feel?
Yeah, this is essential Halloween watching. Honestly, I mean, maybe since I'd have to go back and listen. It wasn't my first watch when we covered this back in the day. So I've been watching this like a long time, and I pretty much watch it every year, and it's always so fun. I'm never tired of it. And I think almost 20 years removed, I think it helps smooth over a little bit of the things that maybe at once like bothered me more, because I really just love it now. And like I said, it's really just kind of the perfect blend of campy fun, spooky fun, a little bit of gory, a little bit of darkness in there. And as we've covered a lot of anthologies at this point, and it's just one of the best to just blend all these things together and to have all of these like big time spooky staples of werewolves. Like, werewolves are just so hard to do, and this is just such an awesome werewolf segment. And And then also these little twists on it too. This guy who's like a vampire, he's not really a vampire. And, you know, he's also a serial killer who's teaching his kid how to do it. But he respects the Halloween traditions and stuff in this awesome town. And this cute little girl Ron is so like precious to me. She's just like such a precious little kid. Her little witch outfit and her crazy little voice. It's just so fun, dude. It's a perfect Halloween watch. It really, really, really is. I love like looking at Michael Dougherty's only directed 3 things, and I love all 3 of them. There's like all 3 of his movies are so fun. 5-star from Shaboy. 5-star. Bob, out of 5, where you rating Trick or Treat?
Yeah, I'm pretty much right there with you boys. Similar to Randy, like my affection for this movie has only grown over time, and it's an annual watch. I usually watch it a little bit closer to Halloween because it really does perfectly encapsulate the vibe of the holiday, all the things that we love about the holiday, all the different ways you can enjoy the holiday depending on your age. And it's got so many great spooky vibes. It's got scary things. It's got funny things overall in its entirety. It's just very, very fun. And it's a breeze. It's not even 90 minutes too. It just breezes by. And like in damn near every single anthology, there's always one segment that sucks. Like there's at least one that just doesn't quite hold up. And like this does not have that in any way. It's got so many like great little twists and turns throughout it too. It's got all these great setup and payoffs where you see like, you know, Krieg doing these weird things at the beginning of the movie while you're sticking with Wilkins, and then it comes around full circle in the end and you see what's going on inside of Krieg's house, and like just all of these great things. The vampire setup and payoff where it's not really a vampire. These girls who turn into werewolves, you think they're going to be the prey, and it turns out they're just fucking eating folks. Like the invention of Sam as
they're gonna eat some folks.
Yeah, the invention of Sam is like kind of the Krampus of Halloween. You know, he's enforcing these rules and punishing people that break them, and sort of inventing this mascot in a really fun, just incredibly inventive thing, man. Like I just love it. Like the character of Sam truly is like a horror icon now. I mean, like Randy was saying, he's purchased Trick or Treat merch. Like you can get this shit everywhere. It's great. I mean, it's got your serial killer stuff in there. Lots of laughs, lots of practical effects. The kid puking like gallons of chocolate. We didn't mention that. Like,
oh yeah,
it's
also didn't mention the fucking Billy Bob Thornton connection there. Fucking kid from Bad Santa.
Bad Santa.
Is that him?
Yeah,
I'm like 95% sure. Yes,
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I was thinking that at the beginning of this too, and I had decided that I didn't think it was him, but it could be.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got your folklore, your spooky stories, your prankster teenagers. It's just got everything, man. That badass Halloween parade. It's great. I mean, you could nitpick maybe a couple things, but at the end of the day, I think this is one of the most successful horror anthologies of all time and one of the most successful horror comedies of all time. It is the most Halloween vibey movie, I think, to be made thus far. So it's, you can't, I don't know, man. It's a 5. It's a 5 out of 5. Fives across the board from Straight Chilling Crew.
It is him. Okay,
it is him.
It is, yeah.
And also, before we move on, I do want to like real quick, just because, do a quick review of what we gave, or what the review was in the previous episode, which was episode 46,
Randy.
Deep in the Archives.
Ooh, 46.
That 504
episode 46
episodes
of this
ago.
goddamn show.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
This was picked specifically by you, Juice. You picked this film.
All right.
Also, you gave it a 5.
Whoa.
You also gave it a 5.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Drew, Ross, and Jack all gave it a 5. This was a
Nice.
5 across the board then.
Nice.
That's
and you guys are sitting
wild.
here talking about how much your affection's grown. I'm like, Numerically, no. It's exactly the same as it was.
Well, I mean, watching it in 2007.
No,
12
I know. I'm just like
years
marveling at
ago.
that. Like, you guys clearly loved it then. It's just like your critiques of it have softened, I guess.
2013, so it had been out 8 years at that point. So yeah, wow, must already been a solid rotation. Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
wow, that's great to hear. Then 5, so it was a 5 back then, still a 5,
still holding strong.
Some things just hold up.
There you go.
Hell yeah!
Glad you got your time, Randy. I didn't remember that you weren't on that.
Apparently, neither did I. But now it's in the books.
Pumpkin guts.
All right.
5s across the board. Let's jump over to our Rotten Tomatoes segment and see what the critics and users have to say about Trick or Treat.
Certified fresh to death.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment of the show in which I'm going to have these gentlemen guess within the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive score is on RottenTomatoes.com for Trick or Treat. We're going to start, as we always do, with a tomatometer, aka the critics. There are 37 reviews from the critics. Juice, why don't you kick us off on this one? Out of those 37 reviews, did I say 36? It's 37. I don't know. 37 reviews. What percentage would you say are positive reviews?
Ooh, this is hard to gauge with critics, honestly. I think I might take The Boys, 86.
The 86 Boys. Bob, how about you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be relatively high. I want to take the over on this one, and I'll go with an 88, so maybe we can tie it up.
Ooh, all right. 88,
87.
Good year. Not an 87, I'm sorry to say. There will be no tie. There is a clear winner, and that clear winner is only 5 percentage points away from the glorious correct answer. That correct answer is 81%. Soju's walking at this one.
The Boys never let me down.
The Boys.
They're here to play.
How I love them.
The Boys. I'm here to appease.
It's not even the same band.
It is not at all.
Nope.
But it works out.
It's a song
really
about
work out.
the boys, the 86
I
boys
know,
that are here to play.
perfectly. That's the.
We got
I gotta explain
inside
the
jokes
joke
are
to the
layering up.
listeners. Yeah.
It's just.
I feel like all the new listeners at
accessible
home.
shit. Wow.
Yeah, they're listening and they're like, "What the hell you eat?" Fuck off!
Oh, you really fucked me there.
God. I know I did. I snuck it in on you, Bob.
Oh, you. Non-consensual. All right,
Randy.
let's move on to the poopometer, the popcorn meter, also known as the user score. 50 plus verified ratings, just 50 plus for the users. That's pretty unusually low.
Seems really weird, especially for the time this movie came out.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like this would have been prime user scores for maters. Yeah.
Prime maters time. Unfortunately, no. So yeah, 50 plus verified ratings. Keep that in mind as you wager on your guess to what percentage are positive scores. Rob, let's go in reverse order. You're going first.
Reverse. I say I was definitely going to be positive here. But how positive are we going to go? I'll take an 85, please.
All right, 85.
The Boys adjacent.
Boys adjacent. Okay. All right, like Gen Z or one of those other spin-off shows. Gen V. There you go. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Soju. Thank you for making that joke even remotely acceptable.
Yeah. I think it's going to be really close to the critics. So I'm going to wait. You took an 85, Bob?
Yeah.
I take an 80.
80. Okay, an 80 and an 85. Juice and Rob, respectively. Let's see. There is a 13 percentage point differential here, folks.
Well, I think small. I got this one.
This particular film with the poopometer, the popcorn meter, the user score, Gets a 98%.
Oh!
Rob's walking this
Wow,
one.
that's like the one time the numbers misled me. Wow, 98. That's awesome. Fuck yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, man. It's a beloved film amongst 50 plus viewer verified ratings.
Them users are just skeeting, dog. Oh, because it's a hell skeet. It's a hell.
I mean, Dylan.
That's a yeet and skeet, Bob. You know, classic.
It's the old.
See it every
yeet
day.
and Skeet.
Every day.
You know, what choice do you have? Dylan Baker's in there. I don't know. Hubba hubba. Yeah. Trick or Treat. 98%. Let's read the critics' consensus. It reads as follows. A deftly crafted tribute to Halloween legends, Trick or Treat hits all the genre marks with gusto and old-fashioned suspense.
Good old gusto.
Disagree with a word.
Gusto.
Yeah, it's got gusto.
Gusto.
All right, let's go over to the users and see let's go to the critics and see which negative blurbs we can read that might or might not be funny.
Neg me with your blurb.
Neg me with your blurb. Heard that one before. All right, here's one from a top critic. It just isn't scary. I'd like to introduce you to the concept of a horror comedy.
Yeah.
Boo this man.
Neg me better.
That is the end of the statement. That's ridiculous. Compelling subject matter. Here's another one. Compelling subject matter that it is, for the most part, employed to lackluster and surprisingly tedious effect. No. I reject. I reject your opinion. Everybody's got opinions are like assholes, and yours.
Actually, it says
Mine
here
is
that was
right.
written by Randy Gandy G. Landy back in 2015.
That asshole was wrong. One more. Those that have grasped its intentions have every reason to be happy with the end result. And to that end, mere words in a movie review cannot express how much I just don't care.
Damn.
Okay.
Right. Wow. Man,
You know, I just
his
hate
award.
Halloween.
Apparently.
I don't care. That's a fucking really compelling point of view. You know?
Thank you for
I think
your
that really
review.
speaks to the audience. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
okay.
Yeah, why do you
we
even
give
write
very
I
subjective
just-
reviews, but we're pretty upfront about that. I don't know.
I don't care about this film. Speaking of subjective, I heard old Shelby Oaks is coming out. Are we gonna put that one on the schedule?
Boo hiss.
Yeah, we probably could. We could probably squeak it in.
I'm just that might be a mini cast. Maybe we might need to be. Maybe we should watch it first and see
And then
if we're
see,
shit
yeah.
all over it or not.
I think it's getting pretty decent reviews.
Really?
I think
Okay,
so.
well,
yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
Look,
see what happens. I think it comes
we're
out
going to
this
be fair
week.
and objective about this asshole's movie.
I think it comes. Yeah, I think this ass.
The feud
This hoser.
continues.
It's completely
Posers
fabricated.
The one-sided feud continues. It's very profitable to have a one-sided feud. I've discovered.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's it for Rotten Tomatoes. Bob, trivia me. What are you thinking for
Yeah,
trivia?
we got it. Let's do it.
It's totally time for trivia.
I'm gonna trivia that
It's
ass.
totally time.
For trivia. There were 18 drafts of this script, and one theme that crept in along the way is the idea that each of the stories represents a different stage of a person's experience with Halloween. The first story with Dylan Baker and his son is about how you're introduced to the holiday. The second one with the kids is you and your friends roaming around without parents for the first time. The one with Anna Paquin and her friends, you're in your 20s. It's all about sex. The final story, Brad Cox, is Halloween in your twilight years. It's the Scrooge of Halloween, which, yeah, that's something I hadn't really considered, him being like a
Fucking-
Scrooge character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Fuck off!
Michael Dougherty, he says he's still figuring out Sam's origin. He mentioned that if they get around to doing a sequel, he'd love to show him being born in a pumpkin patch. Apparently there's a quote from him. There's a great Charles Adams painting of a pumpkin patch, and you see hundreds of pumpkins, and you see one, and it's carving itself.
Oh,
That
that
sounds
awesome.
Sounds tight.
I'm looking that
I'm
up
looking it
right
up.
now.
Yep. God damn, Charles Adams was incredible at this. My God. It is awesome. It's a New Yorker magazine cover.
Nice.
That's really cool. All right. When you said the origin of Sam, I was like, nope, don't want that. But I mean, I still don't necessarily want it, but that is a really cool inspiration.
Could be cool. Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Many of the extras during the parade sequence are members of Vancouver's Parade of Lost Souls, who apparently do this every Halloween in the streets.
Cool.
Sign me the fuck up.
It's dope.
Dude,
put me there.
Real.
Put me there. This is one of those bits of trivia I find interesting, but like I question whether or not it's true. I'll read it anyways. Brian Cox, he wore a wig and prosthetics, obviously, but he chose the ones he did because he wanted to look like John Carpenter, which he kind of does.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah,
I mean it's very possible. I mean they do. Yeah,
he also has the general demeanor,
just an old curmudgeon. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Screw you.
Fuck off.
The movie was originally slated to be released in October of 2007 for a Halloween release date. Warner Brothers just pulled it. Not really sure why. Saw 4 came out at the same time. Maybe they didn't want to go up against that. They also put out some other movies that just didn't do well right before then. So there was brief talk about the movie being released around Halloween 2008, possibly early 2009. That didn't happen either. Finally, it just got dumped to DVD in October of 2009. So it never actually made it to theaters. And,
that's I was working with the day that it came out in 2007. Then okay,
yeah, DVD 2009. I remember that it kept getting pushed back. I was getting really frustrated, and I ended up, I think, back in the day when I torrented things, ended up ripping it so I could finally watch it. Back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
This is one of those movies that just had that like sort of groundswell, like, you know, word of mouth. It just kind of got dumped and people saw it and started talking about it.
Warner Brothers, man, they're a bunch of fools, aren't they? They're just a bunch of fools.
You know,
let's not release this Halloween movie in the theaters on Halloween.
Yeah, seems like a slam dunk.
Yeah, what the fuck?
The movie had many title changes before filming began, originally titled Season's Greetings, which is also the name of the short film that he made, the animated short film. It was changed because it sounded too much like a Christmas film. Then it was called Halloween Terrors, Jack-O-Lantern Tales, October the 31st, and then finally Trick or Treat.
Those are all much worse.
They are much worse, actually.
Yeah. I mean, Trick or Treat, like a lot of, like, before this movie came out, there were several movies called that, and none of them were great. But certainly not on this level, and not definitive to the name, obviously, in my mind. I don't think that it's necessarily. I think that the title is enhanced by this movie. I don't think that title's perfect either, is what I'm trying to get at.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's not. It's a little clunky. But it's fine. You know, it works.
Yeah. Ultimately, like it's like a band name. The band name is only as strong as the band behind it.
Yeah, for sure. Juice, this one's for you. Your boy C. Ernst Harth has a cameo as Laurie's blind date. He's the dude dressed up as the giant baby at the party in the woods. In the movie 13 Ghosts from 2001, he played the ghost called the Great Child, which is also a giant baby.
Yeah, there you go. Wow, that is a cool. That was just like a couple years before, 2003, I think, or something like. Yeah, okay.
01, yeah. I have a daddy kink.
Nice throwback there,
Randy. This
sick reference, bro.
This one's for Randy. You asked a question about this, and I had trivia on it, but forgot I did. So here you go. Characters and imagery from this film can be seen in a scare zone at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights from 2017, as well as music from the movie. Due to huge popularity, Trick or Treat returned to Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights the following year alongside Poltergeist, a bunch of other shit. So damn, 2 years in a row they had it.
Wow.
That's fucking sick.
And,
bring it back.
I think you win that year, Bob.
There was a massive set of the rock quarry that the kids take Rhonda to with a full-size bus. Damn.
Okay.
Dude, that's sick.
There you go, Randy. There you go.
So yeah, that's the one you wanted to see, Randy. We got to make it ourselves at the Straight Chillin' Haunted House, you know.
Or they could give us a background tour, behind the
haunted hayride. Come
We're influencers, damn it! Let us influence your shit.
We influence a lot of people, don't you know?
Oh yeah.
Oh, don't
Mostly
you
negative,
know?
but some.
Fucking juice over here. Oh, don't you know?
Oh, that South Korean accent's really coming.
I know.
Really picking up on the lingo over there.
Oh yeah, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's all the trivia I have, though. So let's go ahead and talk about our Cooter of the week.
Straight chillin'. Cooter of the week.
Juice. What is a Cooter and why do we hunt them?
Oh. Cooter's character type in a straight chilling exclusives. Cooter has to hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a Cooter, but we want the Cooter with the most points. The 5 points of Cooterdom are sexual deviance, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall looking attire, and overall patheticness. Boys, I think we got some Cooters this week.
Oh, yeah. At least 2, I think. Should we start with Krieg? Old man Krieg?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Manipulation. Was it manipulation?
I don't know about manipulation.
Yeah, actually, maybe not.
Well, his backstory, arguably.
I mean, yeah, we're taking his whole story.
Is that a manipulation
Yeah, I don't know
so
if
much?
it's-
Yeah, that's what I was
Kind
thinking.
of?
I don't think it's
It's
manipulation,
just
though.
fucked up. Yeah.
It's just really
It's
fucked
just
up.
fucked up. Yeah, it's like conniving. It's evil. It's
It's just
fucking
evil.
heinous. Yeah,
Parents are probably more manipulative in that scenario.
Yeah.
And he's kind of just doing their bidding.
Well, the thing is, like, who's
Now,
being
okay, you
manipulated?
know what?
I don't think
Oh,
anybody's
hang on.
being manipulated in that situation.
If we wanted to try to do that manipulation, he's giving candy to the kids to keep them quiet and chill.
I guess, yeah.
I
Maybe a
guess.
stretch.
I mean-
let's see the
So
others.
he's
Let's
like
see.
manipulating their mood, a scope.
Smug arrogance. Yeah, I definitely.
I
would
mean,
say
yeah.
so.
Yeah, the way
I
he
mean,
treats Wilkins, his
Yeah.
interaction with Wilkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep your kid off
Yeah,
my
fuck
lawn.
you,
Yeah, stinks
and
like
yeah.
a dead whore out here. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. He's a piece of shit.
Fuck off.
But yeah,
Smug arrogance.
Looking at Tyre, he's looking rough.
My guy's looking Carpenter-esque.
Looking a little rough.
Yeah.
Rough
Yeah.
around the edges.
No,
But
I
is he
mean,
looking like a Cooter, though?
Like,
I don't know.
Just looks like a dirty old man.
Fuck, something just occurred to me.
Yeah.
Like that piece of trivia about him being the Ebenezer Scrooge. He's even kind of got like the Bob Marley like bandages at the end of the movie.
Yeah, he's
after
sitting in front of
his
a
incident.
fire, too, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's got like the wrap around his chin and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's it.
Like,
damn.
Does.
interesting. Damn, good job, Doherty. Anyway, sorry, sidetracked there. Yeah, I don't know. He's looking haggard or whatever, but like, age comes for us all if we're lucky. So I mean,
Wow.
I'm not sure. Like hanging out in your house, it's not like he's
Yeah.
dressed to go to work.
I don't
this
think he's
way or
dressed
some
like a
shit.
Cooter, yeah.
He's dressed like a doddering old dude.
Patheticness, though. I would say he's pathetic.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. His only friend is a dog named Spite. I mean,
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
Spike.
Me too.
Because
I heard Spite,
Oh,
which
Spike would
is
make
funny.
more sense.
Spike would make more sense. Yeah.
not for a curmudgeonly character.
But I think he's like
Maybe I'm wrong.
pathetic. It's like he's just alone in his old house.
Kind of sad, pathetic though. Not
It is.
Yeah, he's sad,
I think
pathetic, yeah.
he's clearly
or
not
it would
over
be if
what
he wasn't
he's-
such a piece of shit.
He's not over what he's done. He's burning those photos, and he's like trying to drink his sorrows away. We see him take that bottle of whiskey.
Yeah,
to the face,
he's just
you know.
he's actually got bottles all
Yeah,
over the
okay, so
place.
yeah, he's old, alone,
Pathetic
and sad,
end to a pretty
Yeah.
evil life.
Yeah, he did a terrible thing, and yeah, he's living with it. You know,
and it didn't even really benefit him. I mean, not
really.
that
Yeah,
it's
he just wound
great,
up-
but it's just
yeah.
Yeah, you do enough evil shit, there's a real good chance you'll die alone.
hopefully.
We can only hope.
So patheticness and smug arrogance for sure. I don't think there's any sexual deviancy going on, so maybe he doesn't hit enough necessarily.
Yeah,
but let's go Wilkins then.
Yeah,
so I think Wilkins does have the sexual deviancy.
Yes, for sure.
Yes, he does.
I think he also hits the smug arrogance, way he taunts the kids and stuff.
Well, he's
manipulation with the kids too. The candy.
Oh yeah.
He thinks of himself as like he thinks he has the role of Sam.
Totally.
And then he gets like he's trying to be the purist that keeps the traditions alive at great cost to those who cross it.
When he meets his end, he's pathetic as fuck. When they're like, "What's your name, sweetie?" And he's like,
Steven. He's such a baby.
Steven. Who are you people?
He does. He's such a bitch.
He gets so Jeremiah Sand right at the end.
He does. He does. So so patheticness, sexual deviance, manipulation, looking attire.
I don't know about
like
that
a
one
principal, I guess. You know, he's
got a very 60s principal look, but
he's
that's
also
not a problem. And
he's like this older guy trying to be this kind of sexy vampire. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's also Halloween. I mean,
that is kind of funny. He's like such a square dude, and
yeah, we wouldn't know anything about that.
VHS.
Some middle-aged square dude trying to be a sexy vampire.
We never heard of
that.
Sanford, Florida.
I mean, do you hear that voice? Come on, guys. Holy shit.
Who wouldn't be seduced?
I gotta change my panties.
Well,
if I was wearing any,
oh my.
Got that crotchless Prada C-string on, huh, Bob?
Prada?
Gucci.
You wouldn't name brand.
Gucci stays on my gooch, okay?
They call it Gucci for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's got sexual deviance. I think looking at attire, not so much, because I think he's just like, it's Halloween. He's doing he's disguising himself to be a murderer. He's a murderer. Yeah. He is pathetic, certainly in the end. I don't know what's left.
He hits three: smug arrogance, manipulation, and sexual deviancy, smug arrogance, patheticness. He hits three. Maybe not overall looking attire. And what was the other one?
No, we've been doing
smug arrogance, manipulation, sexual deviancy,
and
overall looking attire, and so he had
4 out of 5.
So the only one he doesn't hit, is the looking attire.
Yeah, so
which is
all right,
debatable. Yeah,
4-star Cooter.
Right. Put him down.
We got him.
Anybody else?
Put him down.
I think arguably like the werewolves. I mean, but like certainly with manipulation.
Yeah, but they're just
manipulation, sexual deviance. They're seducing people. Yeah, I mean, that's an argument.
Natural, that's just their natural way.
Oh yeah, it's just the circle of life, man.
Yeah, they just
on top of the food chain, you know.
Yep.
We're not Cooters for eating other things.
Excuse me.
Dog,
we're not Cooters for eating Cooters.
I didn't know where that was about. I was like, oh, okay. All right,
let's somehow move on from that.
The werewolves, I mean, manipulation, smug arrogance, sexual deviance. I mean, they're not even really doing anything sexual. They're just
looking attire. No patheticness. No, I think that they're like maybe low-ranking Cooters, but I don't think they hold a candle to Wilkins. No. The patheticness really sends it over.
Yeah, maybe some of the kids too. The kids are very manipulative.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That little girl dressed as the angel is such a little shit.
She doesn't give a little.
Oh, what about the fucking social studies teacher or whatever with the hot dog party? Sexual deviance, certainly. Patheticness, certainly. Looking attire, I mean, the way she's acting in that attire is more concerning than the actual attire, I suppose, for Halloween. But smug arrogance,
just trying to get kids drunk.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's just deviancy in general, and that's also pathetic as fuck.
Wow.
Trying to
I don't
impress a bunch
know.
of grade school-ers.
I don't know if I give her
By
sexual
giving-
deviant. I mean, she shakes her ass in front of the kids, which is fucked up, and she shouldn't do. But like, I don't know if it's sexual deviance. I think maybe patheticness on that, but I don't know.
I'm just gonna say if I shook my ass at a bunch of children, I would consider myself a deviant. So I'm gonna give it to her personally.
What do you mean, if Randy?
Oh,
Jesus! Let's not start this rumor mill.
Randy's just out there shaking his ass a kid.
Hey, it's
Like I'm
Halloween,
wearing nothing
baby.
at all. Nothing at all.
Oh, God.
Nothing at all.
Perfect.
All right. I should go as stupid, sexy Flanders for Halloween this year. All right. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Worth mentioning. I
We
think
got
Wilkins
him.
is the winner.
Yeah,
We got some cooters.
Wilkins hits it for sure. He's King Cooter. Lock him up. Throw away the key. All right. Let's skip what we've been watching this week because we have 4 voicemails to get to. So let's hit up our Hotline Screams.
Hotline Scream.
If you guys are listening and would like to call and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, hit us up at 904-638-3231. First up, we're going to hear from that dude that just loves paying a shitload of money to call in and talk to us, apparently. Your boy, Nas. Let's hear what he's got to say.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, highest phone bill Nas here. Calling in because really just to kind of rant on my country, because my country is just straight up ass in some of things. Bro. Like, we talked about that I like pay five euros or $5 for every minute I call, and that shit is crazy, man. I checked the phone bill, damn. But the rant is really Juice. You suggested I call in with Google Voice. That shit is not available in my country. Like, Google Voice, we have everything Google. We have Chrome, we have Mail, Gmail, we have everything from Google. But Google Voice. And Google has invested like a month ago in Belgium. But still, we don't have Google Voice. What the fuck, bro? And the VPN has no use because my Gmail or my Google is set in Belgium, so it doesn't recognize that. And then for Shudder, I have a VPN. I use it a lot for everything, for like watch movies in America on Netflix. I use the VPN. But Shudder requires like a certain card that you don't have in Belgium to pay, you know? You have to have Visa or American Express or whatever. Belgium doesn't have that. We have Visa, but you have to take a loan to get a special card like that and shit. And man, Belgium is so ass in that kind of shit, bro. Like, oh my god. The only good things we have is fries, beer, and fucking chocolate. They're the only good things we have. But anyways, I enjoyed the last episode. Juice, I did watch The Nightmare Before Christmas, so I'll follow up your advice and watch it when you said like at the end of the month. Also, Randy, I'm so sorry you had to watch Megan is Missing. That movie fucked me up as a kid, but you know. Anyways, guys, keep chilling, and I love you. Bye-bye.
I think it was someone on YouTube that said they watched Megan is Missing because Randy sold it so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're like, damn, Randy was right. I was like, well,
Yeah, it was really fucked up. They really sold me on that.
Do not send me your fucking therapy bills. I will not accept.
Yeah, that sucks about, but dude, if it's $5 a minute, he calls in like 3 minutes and every time.
That adds up, man. Damn.
Damn. That's like, you just, Holy shit, that's a lot.
Yeah, we appreciate the love, but you can send an email.
Take a week off if you want. It's up to you.
It's your money,
my guy.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
Also, I think we're all very qualified to speak on geopolitical matters such as the state of Belgium. So let's get into that real quick.
Also, dude, you mentioned your fries and your beer and your chocolate, but not your ladies. I mean, come on. I'm sure the Belgian.
All we've got is beer, chocolate, and women. Who would want to live
Belgian
here?
broads. Beer. This country sure is ass.
Oh, man.
But we don't
call me
Shutter. Damn it.
You can't have it all, You can't have it all.
I want it all.
I want it all.
I'm looking at Belgian women right now.
Thanks
just to see what's going on over there.
I like
Belgian
to go swimming with a nice Belgian woman.
What you got over there, Belgium?
BelgianBroads.gov, man.
Like a woman in uniform, woman with power.
There's a beautiful woman drinking a beer with a little frost on her nose. I like that.
She's got chocolate in the other hand.
That's not frost. All right.
Fucking Randy. It's probably foam from the beer. Hey, thanks for calling.
We got a lot of voicemails.
Yeah. Next up, we're going to hear from our boy Chris. Let's hear what Chris has to say.
Hey, Straight Chilling crew. This is Chris. I just wanted to call and leave a voicemail that hopefully it's in time for the next episode, and there's plenty of time in the holiday season before it's too late. But on Tubi, they have the Freddy's Nightmares TV series. And it's funny because I clicked on play and I was like, oh, I'm going to rewatch this. Like, I've seen this before. And I'm like in the first episode and I'm like, I don't remember this at all. But anyways, the first episode is directed by Tobe Hooper. And then that made me think of a pretty controversial subject, and I want to get everybody's take on it. But Tobe Hooper made Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like complete, utter, like might be one of the best horror films of all time. But there was also a controversy about like him doing Poltergeist, and then when you watch Poltergeist, it's like Steven Spielberg's fingerprints all over that movie. So I kind of want to get everybody's take. Like, do you think that was that all of the directorial fingerprints was that Tobe Hooper or was that Steven Spielberg? I remember Tobe Hooper did a couple episodes of Monster and maybe Tales from the Dark Side, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since, but I do remember seeing like TV shows, and Tobe Hooper was like, it was directed by Tobe Hooper. And I was like, man, this guy did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but like these episodes aren't very good. It's given me, student film vibes, and then Poltergeist it's very polished. So I don't know. I just kind of want to get everybody's take about it and see if they feel that Poltergeist is a Tobe Hooper original, or if, Steven Spielberg stepped in and kind of took things over and directed things a bit. So thank you for the show, as always. Love you guys. All right, bye.
Good question, man. First of all, that new Freddy's Nightmares or whatever, I did see that was on Tubi, and I am interested in watching that. I never have seen it. But as far as like this Tobe Hooper thing, like that is a very like often repeated thing that or argued about thing that's like, oh, Steven Spielberg took over the production because he wasn't doing well enough, or oh no, he was. Like there's a lot of conflicting reports. Like people involved in the movie have said no, Tobe did that, and Spielberg wasn't that involved. And I feel like the opposite has been said by other people. Ultimately, I don't think I know enough. I don't have the answer, and I don't really honestly care that much. What I think is most likely is the Occam's razor of the situation to me is that if Steven Spielberg really put as much of himself into that as to make it his film, he does not seem like the kind of person who is going to not take fucking credit for that. Like,
true.
This is a businessman. He like an artist and a businessman, and is successful at both of those things. I don't see him as the kind of guy that just like puts his all into directing a movie and then says, "Here you go, buddy. You can take credit for this one." I just don't see that.
I think there was some rule, like he was
because he was doing another movie at the same time.
Yeah, and there was like his contract stated he couldn't be directing another thing at the same, but he was producing Poltergeist. I think it just is exactly what it's reported to be. It's a movie directed by Tobe Hooper, produced by Steven Spielberg, so it has some of his fingerprints on it for sure because he produced it. But at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of like really dark, fucked up shit in that movie that I don't think Steven Spielberg would ever put in one of his movies. So like, I don't know. I've seen, he's talking about some of other Tobe Hooper stuff that maybe look like a student film or something. But like, if you watch Life Force, that is 1000% Tobe Hooper's movie, and that is anything but a student film. I mean, that movie looks incredible. So like, if he can do that, he can do Poltergeist. I don't really see.
And we're also talking about like, true. I don't know what the budget was on a Freddy's Nightmares episode, but it's not the same as any feature film at the time.
For sure.
Either.
I just take it at face value.
Although Texas Chainsaw was also like low budget famously. So
sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just don't hit. Like sometimes they hit and sometimes they don't.
I mean, even
like,
Spielberg has movies that aren't great, like it just,
Yeah.
It is at the end of the day, the movie's good. So like, just enjoy it. Who gives a fuck what happened really?
Yeah. But I kind of don't want to put my brain into solving that mystery. Because at the end of the day, it's just a good fucking movie, and I don't think that.
Do it.
I don't think anything untoward is happening to the point where we need to intervene and
it's not like
Steven Spielberg from his from abdicating his credit. I don't think that's
or like justify Tobe Hooper in any kind of way. It's like
right.
they're both like it's fine.
Well, Tobe Hooper has passed away at this point, so like
I know,
right.
Yeah, let him have the credit. Like, whatever.
Yeah, if that's the thing. It's like if Steven doesn't like he's alive, he could say it if he wanted to. Yeah. So if he did, that's his job. That's his responsibility, not mine. But I'll still make it mine.
I get the curiosity around it though. In fairness,
but it is wild that it does feel a lot like Steven Spielberg.
Mm-hmm. But people's like directors change, artists grow, and they falter, and they do all the things that regular people do in their careers.
Or sometimes too, if you're working with someone, especially someone you respect, I mean, you can easily try to like
mimic
replicate their style, or try to
like if he took every bit of advice that Steven Spielberg gave him, then that could result in a movie that has Steven Spielberg vibes.
It's very possible that I don't know this for sure, but it's very possible that he used some of Steven Spielberg's like regular crew, so it might give it more of a Spielbergian vibe or something. I don't know,
or maybe he was aiming for a more Spielbergian movie. Maybe that's why he wanted to work with him. He wanted to reach that sort of like like blockbuster film pinnacle that he had eluded him up until that point.
Think about it this way: when I can't come on to the show, sometimes guests will come on and try to mimic me or try to bring my style a little bit, and they do a pretty good job, but it's just influencing other people.
Fuck off,
inspiring them,
again.
if you will.
Hit him again.
Fuck off.
Thank you. All right, thanks for calling in, Chris. Posing the hard questions that Straight Chilling Crew is definitely cut out to solve. Put the definitive stamp on it. Next up, we're going to hear from
this and your marriages. So if you want to call it about those too, we could fix that.
We will save. We're
going to fix that right up.
We're here to save your marriage this spooky season.
Send your wife my way. I'll talk to her.
Especially if she's Belgium. She's all hopped up on
I'll
beer.
set her straight, and I'll
make sure she brings some beers though. That's important.
Some smooth
to the healing process.
Jazz.
What? All right, next up, we're hearing from
Get your hand off my penis!
I see you know your judo well. We're hearing from our boy Miles, speaking of judo. Let's hear what he's got to say.
What's up, guys? It's Miles here. and I am actually on my way to work. I'm late, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I was listening to I had to call because I was listening to the last episode, and I got to Nas's voicemail, and I took some contention with him saying he was your biggest fan. I was like, well, I feel like there's a few of us that could probably contend for that spot. And then did I hear him say he's paying $5 a minute to call you guys internationally? So that's roughly what, $15 a call if he calls in every week. He's like $75 to call you guys a month. I don't like you guys nearly that much at all. I mean, you guys know I love you. I'm on the Patreon, but I'm not paying $75 to call you guys. So Nas, you can have that, man. You are the biggest fan. Congratulations.
Put a stamp
here I
on
thought
it.
we were going to have a runoff.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to be able to manipulate these people into giving us more.
Who loves us the most? Send me money,
send
and
us
I'll be
money.
the judge.
We'll tally it up.
I'm
going
going
to
to weigh
the most.
the amount of money against your love.
Money equals love. We all know this. So
If you loved us,
go
you'd
ahead
send
and-
us money.
As the good Lord once
Correctly.
said, money is the root of all love. And send us your roots.
I accept money and nudes, so I'll just
Belgian nudes.
Fuck off.
American currency.
Fuck off.
if you're holding chocolate or beer, that's a plus there.
Well,
But
I won't argue
both.
with that one.
Now we're talking.
Whoa.
Oh man,
Double
yeah.
the love.
Beer.
Thanks for calling, Miles. We now
That sounds
know that
awesome.
you do not love us at all. So thank you for
All
clearing
right.
that up.
Not even willing to pay $15 to call us? I mean, Jesus, dude,
Unbelievable.
come on.
Always good to hear from you, man. Last but not least, we are going to hear from our friend Nicole. Let's hear what she's got to say.
Hey fellas, Nicole from Light and Shadow here. I just left the theater from the special re-release of Trick or Treat, and it was a blast. Like most of us, I've never seen this movie on the big screen because it had such a weird release, and it was a good time. The woman next to me brought this giant crocheted Sam that she handmade, so the company was good. I always bring a sample bottle of whiskey to pour into my crispy Diet Coke, and this evening I had half Buffalo Trace, half Screwball peanut butter whiskey. So I was essentially sipping on a boozy Reese's soda. It was perfect. But yeah, this movie is just, a joy. I watch it every year. My favorite segment is the Halloween school bus massacre. I think it is the scariest of all the segments. And also all of the vintage Halloween costumes on that bus are great. Also, Randy in particular, I hope that you're catching this in the theater, because before the movie, they did a restoration of the original animated short seasons Greetings by Michael Dougherty, and it was so cool to see that. It's something I've seen before, but again, not on a big screen, and they restored it. So that was a neat little feature. But man, what a highlight of spooky season, getting to see this movie in theaters. And I can't wait to hear you guys' discussion on it, because, of course, this is a movie for us. This is one of the best Halloween movies, I think, that's ever been made. It's for the weirdos. It's for the Halloween nerds. And so it's really fun to just enjoy it together. So happy Halloween, guys. I wish you all the best during this very special season. And until next time, stay spooky.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I need to check out that animated short. I've never seen that.
Same. I have never seen it, and it's pretty clear by that statement that I did not get a chance to go see it in theaters. I actually wasn't even aware of it until well after my schedule
just
got
like a
chock-a-block
one weekend
full.
thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was maybe
so.
one night.
Yeah. Yeah, that
So,
short
yeah, I
is
did miss
probably
it.
on YouTube. It's a bonus
Probably.
feature on the disc. But
I've
it's
seen
it's
bits
probably on
of
YouTube.
it
Yeah.
on YouTube like commentary or like I've seen people reference it and show little bits of it or whatever. It's probably on YouTube. Yeah. I will have to check that out. But
I'm jealous.
I'm gonna have to check out these additional shorts.
Nicole got to see this on the big screen because I don't think any of us have ever seen it on the big screen.
Boozy Reese's soda. That sounds fucking amazing.
I don't care for Screwball, but dropping it in some soda does sound kind of nice. Just a little bit. That would be. Yeah.
I'm so devoted to peanut butter and peanut in general. Like I love Screwball. I am. I love that shit.
You drink it when you're swinging your asshole at kids?
Whoa.
When I'm swinging my asshole at kids? The fuck? That sentence is horrifying.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm not the one doing it, Randy.
See, at least I'm accepting adult nudes over here.
I'm
just
very disappointed in you.
The most responsible of us all here.
That's what they say.
If you say it in the third person, it becomes the opinion of everyone around.
Just true.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Just very true. Yeah, that sounds rad, Nicole. Also, like chilling in a theater with somebody that crocheted a Sam, like handmade a
wild.
Sam.
Yeah.
That's sick.
For
Very
real.
cool.
This movie does have I think honestly this actually is an identifying point for me actually, that one of the things that I think put me off about this movie was that it has a little bit of that hot topic marketability, and it felt like just a little bit like it was edgy, edgelordy a little bit. Not edging. Guys, come on. Why would you say that?
Randy, it's not like you bring it up every episode or anything.
Randy.
Well, some people know how words can be variable in different ways. But yes, I don't know. Like there was something about it's like that sort of thing where I got it in my head that it was like being marketed as a certain thing to specifically the hot topic
edging.
crowd.
He invented
Jesus
it.
Christ. I invented that.
Thanks for calling, Nicole. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Happy spooky season for sure. That is all the voicemails we got. Again, if you guys would like to call and leave one for next week, hit us up at 904-638-3231. Next week, it's our big Halloween triple feature episode. We're talking about
Pumpkins.
three movies. They are three Universal monster movies. Triple feature. Frankenstein, 1931. Invisible Mang, 1933. The Wolf Mang, 1941. Watch them all. Yeah. Get ready for next week's show. Gentlemangs, do you have any prompts you want to throw out there for next week for people to call in? Favorite Universal monster?
I do.
Maybe. Yeah? What you got? What you got?
I like, just because we're finally getting into the Universal Monsters category, which we've just missed largely.
We actually did Creature from the Black Lagoon, which I forgot about.
Yeah, that is fair. Yeah,
largely,
it's been a while.
So, that and Young Frankenstein is the closest we've come to it. So I will say though that as a youth, the Universal Monsters were used to market to my age bracket a lot. I remember Pepsi commercials with the classic monsters. I remember Pogs with the fucking classic monsters on them.
Pizza Hut commercials, I think.
Right, yeah, all kinds of shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just curious what, as modern people that obviously none of us were around when these movies came out, what was your first encounter with, specifically those monsters? Was it Monster Squad or something else? Or was it for me, it was those commercials and those little bits of marketable moments. I'm just curious what people's understanding of these movies, because on all likelihood you were exposed to those things before you were exposed to the actual material.
Yeah, totally.
I would say Frankenstein the most, especially the one with the bolts in his neck. I mean, that style of Frankenstein is pretty much monster is pretty much used in any kind of, Tiny Toons or just anything that's going to have a Frankenstein's monster in it is going to have that bolt green skin and even old sitcoms from 70s, 80s, they all play around with that imagery, especially when you get it more so in the 90s, I guess, when they get into the Halloween specials and stuff, always playing around with that kind of imagery. And it's just kind of, I guess I'm everywhere.
I guess I'm specifically curious because that became just the de facto Frankenstein's monster for everything. And Frankenstein's monster is not inherently a Universal property. It existed before that and all that stuff. and that look took over. I'm just like kind of curious about like Wolfman, fucking like Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein. Those are like characters, especially the ones as depicted in the classic monster movies. I think they were used kind of specifically, even though versions of those exist outside of it. And for me, it was like trading cards and Pogs and all these other things, like fucking bubblegum cards and shit. Like, I don't know. I'm just curious what people's like when people walked in to or like put in a copy of Wolfman for the first time. What was your understanding of the Wolfman at that point as a kid? You know, from childhood.
Yeah. Colin, with your earliest exposure to the Universal monsters. Yeah, what was it? Probably not the movies, but what was it? Yeah. I get it. I got you. Hit us up, 904-638-3231. Again, we're watching Frankenstein, The Invisible Man, and The Wolfman. All OGs. Check them out. Get ready for next week's triple feature episode. Until then, hit us up on all the social medias. Just search Straight Chilling Podcast, and we'll pop right up. If you'd like to join in our daily Slack channel conversations, hit us up on one of those social media outlets and let me know. I'll send you a link so you can do so. Don't forget to come chill with us for our 5th annual Chilloween party this Friday the 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
VHS.
And until next week, as always, everybody, please keep chilling.
Fuck off!